and it comes under the theme Together for a Fairer, Healthier World. So, on this occasion, the World Health Organization calls for urgent action to eliminate health inequities and mobilize action to attain better health for all and leave no one behind. Joining me on the line is Elenia Kolokotronis, who's a clinical nutritionist. She also holds a postgraduate diploma in clinical nutrition and is working towards her psychology degree in community and human nutrition. Her ongoing research specializes in genetically modified organisms, chemically enhanced and processed foods, and its direct effect on South African children and South African female fertility, with the inclusion of environmental, physical, and emotional environment playing a key role in our society's ailing health. Good day, Elena, and thank you for joining me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
All right, so first of all, a World Health Day, what does it mean to you?
It's so many. It's multifaceted. It's a fantastic initiative to make people sit up and take note. I think it's a spherical approach to try and get people to just get out there, try and have fair and equal uh, medical care, nutrition, overall health and wellness, both mental and physical. Unfortunately, it is flawed, but I mean, at least we're starting slowly but surely by making the world realize that there is a day that we're looking at, there is a day we celebrate, and that we're actually trying to move forward with, all the little mishaps along the way. So it's a multifaceted, healthy day that we celebrate. Probably it should be the healthiest of all days, and it should probably be the most important day we celebrate, because really, without health, there isn't much to go on.
Yes, definitely. I agree that it should be the healthiest day, but then it raises the question of how many people actually know about such a day. Because,
Very few.
when you go through the calendar and you tell someone, oh, today is World Health Day, like, what? Is there such a day?
Exactly. I had a response this morning with a patient. She said, it can't be nicer than World Cupcake Day, can it? And
Yeah.
I thought, well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, we know and we're up to date with all the unhealthy World Days, but not
Correct.
the World Health Day that we're actually supposed to be aware of. Now, this
Correct.
year's theme is Together for a Fairer, Healthier World. According to you, how can we execute this theme and make it a reality?
It's not something, if nutrition aside,
Yeah.
my biggest thing is that we've got too much damaging, unhealthy food too readily available, and too little of the good stuff readily available. But that aside, I think that the whole world has a problem in that it's not something that's going to be rectified overnight, but I think it's mostly the inadequacies. If you're looking at Africa specifically, to make
Hmm.
I know that Africa, some African countries, Zambia, Nigeria, they've just signed um, these wonderful new promises that they're going to start looking at infrastructure, they're going to start looking at education, they're going to start making healthcare readily available in the most remote of places. And that's a good way to start. It's a good place to start. So,
Yeah.
I mean, looking at that dynamic, it's that. And nutritionally, for me, the biggest thing is education. I always say that if someone has a medical diagnosis, they're always told what's wrong with them, and these are the medication they need to take, and off you go. But no one really explains to you that your health is 90% in your hands, and that 90% in your hands is mostly by how you live and what you eat. And I mean, it doesn't have to be a strict, boring way of life. A bit of chocolate is fine. I mean, moderation is the key. But the human being, the human being doesn't like moderation. We like excess. And we're not really educated. We don't understand how much sugar is in the foods. We don't know what industrialized foods do, all hidden preservatives, the additives, the saturated fats. People don't really know. So I think the minute you start to explain it, not, talk to someone, explain to them what it is, it does. There is a mind shift, and that's at least a good place to start.
Hmm. And we also need to educate and our families and break these well, they're not generational curses, but break these barriers into thinking that if you are a certain weight, if you look a certain way, then that is acceptable. Because if you are overweight, you are unhealthy, and you are just going to be putting yourself in a dire situation where you are
Correct.
prone to diseases such as diabetes
Yes.
and heart disease, etc. So, in our African communities, that's what it is believed. If you are bigger, then you are healthier, and
Correct.
you got money to be fed. You can eat as much
Right.
as you want, and that is incorrect. So we need to start educating and shifting the way we think about our health and weight in particular.
I love that you brought that up. It's such a good thing to just a subject to go into, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but I think
Mhm.
it's also very important to know that the most ill women that I've worked with mentally and physical were very skinny ones.
Mhm.
And there's also so much damage done to the body when the body is in deficit, where it's not being soundly nourished, where they are undernourished, and while we're on this topic, I think it's important to also educate people to why we eat.
Mhm.
People are either eating or not to look the physicality of it, but they're not understanding what the body needs, what the hormones need, what your blood,
Mhm.
your bones, your muscles, what your brain needs. And I think we've lost reality really with food. It's either our enemy or our best friend. It's quite warped. And it's fantastic about what you said, because culturally, my culture especially as well,
Mhm.
to be very skinny is not frowned upon, but they prefer more voluptuous, more rounded women.
Mhm.
So that kind of leads towards an excuse to be slightly overweight. And I mean, slightly is not really the problem. The problem becomes in when it's the extremities of the two. Too overweight and too thin. So it's a
Mhm.
very good topic you brought up, and it is something that needs to be explained and communicated as to why the balance of the two is the right way to be, and not the extremities of either one.
Mhm. Right. And what tips can we adopt to boost our mental and physical health?
We have to be very, very understanding of what we eat directly affects our brain.
Mhm.
So it's called the gut-brain axis. It's your gut, and it has a direct link to your brain via the vagus nerve. And without getting too technical, it's basically a portal that goes straight from your gut into your brain, and from your brain back down. And basically what nourishes either a balanced mental wellness. Look, we all have days that are better and days that are worse. No one is always happy all the time.
Mhm.
But there has been such astounding research lately, and it's the research of late we should be looking at. We shouldn't be looking at research of 30, 40 years ago. But where they've actually taken case studies of patients and have changed their nutrition only, and have seen massive changes in their mood disorders like anxiety and depression. But look, it's not the depressions where there's actual damage and so on.
Mhm.
These are just depressions brought on about from scenarios that have happened, lifestyle, environmental factors, and so on. And
Mhm.
that's astounding, eye-opening proof to show that what you eat really does matter.
Mhm. Yeah,
So for
definitely.
me, the biggest thing is enjoy your block of chocolate, enjoy your burger now and again, but also understand that foods that are high in natural vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, those are the foods that actually do something for you. Those are the foods that boost your immunity, that keeps your body strong. And we want that, especially now with COVID and with flu season coming along. Those are the foods that keep your hormones balanced for fertility, for skin, for all the things that we need. All of it comes from food and how we choose to understand what we're eating and why.
Yeah, some of us are just eating to live and not, I mean,
Correct.
living to eat and not eating to
That's
live.
it.
And, we just say, okay, whatever we put into our body, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. And,
Yeah.
as the world changes, things around us change as well. The food that were
Correct.
once healthy are no longer as healthy because of the
Yes,
GMOs, and it's
correct.
not the same. We really have to go back to our roots literally and grow our own food, and we know exactly what is in there. And
I
it
love
might
that.
be expensive, but think about the expenses that you the money that you're really going to spend on your health in the long term once you are sitting with all the health related problems.
You're completely correct. And also, we looked at it. We looked at how much more expensive is genetically modified farming and, animal products and so on as opposed to organic. And we have to remember that there's always a markup on organic foods because it's sold in supermarkets, it's sold in specialty stores. But the truth is that if you're looking at an organic chicken versus a chicken that you can buy anywhere else, and you actually go to the supplier, and in all fairness, the suppliers aren't readily available everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the price difference isn't really that extensive. And, a farmer said something to me when I was busy doing research, and the farmer, he had a farm outside of Pretoria, and he said to me that it's basically the rule of thumb from the suppliers are they want a cosmetically perfect fruit and vegetable because that's what's
Mm-hmm.
sold.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's educating. Rather have the little spots on your apple. Rather have the few dents in your tomatoes or your banana. Let it be pure and clean, because remember, the body stores any toxin or anything that is foreign. The body stores it. But the
Mm-hmm.
body knows it's foreign, and so it stores it. Whereas if it's a natural, clean, organic product, it's eliminated. Your body pushes it through when it's time for the loo and so on. So there really is method in that madness. There's a lot of people that say there's no difference, but that is not the truth.
Mm-hmm. And you can even see the difference in the food. You can taste the difference. You can feel the
100%.
difference. So,
You're right. The
yeah,
taste is the big one.
yeah, definitely. And you know what? I'm in a happy place knowing that I can grow my food and enjoy what I've grown, and it all comes down to the taste. It's much better than the store bought supermarket stuff
They're so
that.
lovely. I agree with you completely. You can
Mhm.
always just taste it. And also, like if you go to my village overseas in Cyprus, in my village, there's,
Mhm.
if there's pomegranates or figs or something, there's always a little chucha on there. Like there's always a little
Yes,
insect on there, and that's how you know it's okay to eat it.
my
So it's
lemon
a
trees are
fruit.
full of those.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing. You're on the right track.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Elena, and
You're
thank you for
lovely. Thank
sharing
you
with
so
us.
much.
It's a
Have a
pleasure.
lovely day. Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
And that was Elenia Kolokotronis talking about nutrition and mental health on this World Health Day 2021. The theme is Together for a Fairer, Healthier World, and it starts with you. Everything starts with you. Today, we've just been talking about health, promoting a fitness and lifestyle in Ramadan, as well as toxic positivity versus support and validation. All of that comes down to your overall health and well being. John Timaya earlier spoke about the stress and anxiety as a business owner. Again, it's about you, your body, your health. Health is wealth. It comes down to your mind, your body, and your soul, and what you feed into your body. It starts there, it starts in the mind. Once you think it, you believe it, and that is what you become. And stop following society's beauty standards and beauty trends and your cultural beauty standards as well. Of you that you're supposed to look a certain way, if you are voluptuous, if you are bigger, then you are healthier. It's not often the case. If you're skinnier, then you are beautiful. No. First of all, your beauty is skin deep, and you need to be healthy. That's the first thing. You need to be healthy and know what you are putting in your body. I know for some people it's difficult, and they've probably been through a lot when it comes to their body, and they are still struggling because they're struggling to fit into society's beauty standards. But you will get there. You will get there. Contact a nutritionist, contact a dietitian, contact anyone who can help you get to where you want to be, and you will get there. You will get to that healthy place that you need to be, because health is wealth, and that is what we have been stressing about today. If you have any further comments, questions, queries, or suggestions, please send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0617660355. We will be right back.